Yes, the last class we discussed about static non-static variable, but I told you we have certain things to know about static non-static variable little more. So that's what today we are going to discuss about. I hope you remember yesterday class, that is static, non-static and all those things. We know how to access static variable, we know how to access non-static variable. Yes, static variable if you wanted to access, you should use the class name. It is there here. Non-static variable, if you wanted to access, you have to create an object. That's all. Static variable memory gets allocated only once. A non-static variable memory gets allocated each time you create object. Each time new keyword comes, non-static variables are getting allocated. Okay, that's all. Actually, for your object, completely the memory, where the informations are storing means it's on the uh, heap. We call it as a heap. Actually, let me tell you about the memory related concepts here. Actually, for your all the actually we have different sections of memory areas. Earlier also I told you once, I guess. A static variable, all the static variable memory gets allocated in the method area. Okay. For your all the non-static variable, that means for your all the objects. For your all the objects, memory gets allocated in the heap actually. Okay, there is one area called heap. There only your all the non-static variables basically gets allocated. Actually, we have primitive types, right? We have primitive types. All the primitive types, the variable get allocated in the stack. We'll study this more detail, but as of now, you remember this. So we have different method memory areas: method area, heap area, stack area. Your all the objects are get allocated in the heap area. Okay, and your all the primitive types are allocated in the stack area. Okay, this is each and everything is controlled by different things actually. Your non-static, right? This is controlled by your GVM. But the primitive types values, these all are controlled by thread actually. So there is a detailed things we will study later. No need to worry about it. Okay. Sir, but what is local variable? That is what local variable, sorry. Okay, local variable. Local variables memory gets allocated in the stack, but we don't know what is local variable. First, let's finish that. Okay. Sir, what is local variable? Very simple. Inside a class, inside a class, outside a method that I earlier we discussed, right? Now I'm going to tell about local variable. Come for local variable. Variable inside a method, simply. Variable inside a method. Inside a method. No other extra keywords, nothing. That's basically called as a local variable. That's all. Local variables are belongs to method actually. Local variables are belongs to method. When you call method, memory gets allocated. When the method is over, the memory get destroyed. Let's take example here. Here I'm writing int x is equal to 100. It's called local variable. What is local variable? Inside a class, inside a method, if you declare any variable, that variable is a local variable. This local variable cannot be having any modifiers, public, private, protected. It's a error. Even this cannot be static. This cannot be non-static. This is local. This is pure local action. This variable, it belongs to this method. Whenever anybody calls this method, this variable gets allocated. Whenever the method is over, the variable will get destroyed. Each time you call this method, memory gets allocated. Each time the method is over, the memory will get destroyed. So they born and die. They born when you call the method. They die when the method is over. So they have very less lifetime actually. Okay. So this is what basically local variable. Local variable you can access only within a function. If you come out of this, nobody knows what it is. Okay, so that is what. So static is belongs to class, non-static is belongs to object, local variables are belongs to method. That's all. Okay. Coming further here, yesterday I told you regarding the static, non-static, you have to understand many more things. What is it that we will discuss here? Actually, sir, how do we access them? How do we access them? That's a question here. How do we access them? Wait a minute. Yeah, here only. How do we access them? This you can close it. Yeah, we can. Okay, you can see here. I have one table. I have a table here. This is the table or column. You can see. Let's understand one by one, one by one. The green area I'm talking about within a class. The blue area I'm talking about outside the class. That means from one class you are accessing another class variable. This is within a class only you are accessing the variable. That's how the idea. Okay, first let's discuss about this same class. Static member means static method, static variable, both. Static member means static variable. It can be variable also. It can be method also. Non-static means non-static variable, non-static method. Okay. The left hand side what you have is a static method, non-static method. So what is the mean here is if you are accessing any static variable or static method from another static method, you can access them directly where within a class. Within a class, you can access static variable from static method directly. So let's come here. Let's go for ID. You have your where demo class, right? This is your static method, right? Yes. Let's ask you the question. Let's do this. Actually, within a class, I wanted to access my static variable from static method. That's what this diagram is telling. Static variable, you are accessing from static method, directly you can access. So how it is system.out.println, yeah, that's all. Okay, but how do you run this program? You have to call them from the main method, correct, right? So main method is var demo1.m1 method, that's all. Var demo1 is a class. My method is a static method. Static method is belongs to class, so you have to use the class name. That's simple. But here what is happening here is you are accessing static variable from a static method directly you can access her. But you told me static variables are belongs to class, so you can access them with a class name. Correct, right? Yeah, you can access them with a class name. You run this program. You run this program. You get output. See, you get output. So then you are telling you can access directly also. Yes. You tell me, when you have a access of when you have a option of accessing directly, do you like to access them with a class name like this? See, you can take something directly, but you wanted to go and access them indirectly. It's a time waste, right? So that's what I tell here. This is possible. Even better than that, this is possible. So which one you prefer? I prefer this. Obviously, everybody will prefer that only. So the table or column what we discussed is within a class. Within a class, there is a same class. Static variables can access from static method directly. So this table you need to by heart throughout Java. Java complete at the end also this will follow you. The is one of the very important concept. Like this, many tables are going to come. You will understand more everything later. Okay. So this is how the idea. So static variable can access from static method directly. Okay. Next, coming to the next one. Sir, how do we access a non-static variable from static method? Okay, let's come here. Sir, this is a static method. This is a static method. Yes. Uh, Sorry, I'll do one thing. I'll create another non-static method because within a class, right? I'll do one thing. Public void m2. Is there any static keyword here? There is no static, so this method is a non-static method. Now the question is, sir. Oh, wait a second. Sorry, I got confused here. Let it be as of now. This. Give me a second. Yeah. Let it be here. Yes, you are going to access a non-static variable. Non-static variable is b. From where? Static method. Sir, can we access them directly? You cannot do. It's a error. It throws error actually. See, they will tell, hey, non-static variable b cannot be accessed from the static context directly. Then what we should do? We should create object. Without object, you cannot access this because it belongs to object. So you have to call it. So how do I do? New var demo1 dot b. That's all. Sir, you didn't create like this. Var demo1 v is equal to new var demo1. Okay, then we are calling, then we supposed to call with v, right? Actually, you are creating an object separately, then you are calling them, correct, right? But I don't want that now. I'm going with anonymous object. What is anonymous object? Object without reference. Object without reference. It's eligible for garbage collector. Yes. New var demo one eligible for garbage collector. This is eligible for garbage collector. Understand? So this is also fine. Now you can run, you get output. So you get a 10 and you get a 20. Yes, 10. So if you wanted to access any non-static variables from the static method area, you have to call them with the object only. There is no other option for you. So first the two columns are done here. If you wanted to access a static variable from static method, directly. If you wanted to access non-static variable from static method, with the object only you can access. Sir, how do I remember this? There is no other option. You have to by heart this. You have to understand and you need to by heart this. You need to memorize this. Okay, now coming to the another part. Sir, static variable from a non-static method. That is what I supposed to create this, but I missed that. Okay. Yeah, I'm creating a non-static method now. Let's have a non-static method. Public void m2. It's a non-static method. Inside a non-static method, I'm going to access a static variable within a same class. Same class, non-static variable I'm accessing from the non-static method. So directly you can access. No worries. Directly you can access. But who will call this method? Somebody has to call this method, right? Yeah, this method is non-static. If you wanted to call this method, you need an object. New var demo1 dot m2, because your JVM calls your main method. JVM calls your main method. From the main method only, you are going to call them. Yes, now it works. You can just go and check the output. I will just comment the first call. Okay, this one I'll comment it. If you want, you can uncomment and check. Now you get output 10. Yes, because I'm accessing static variable from the non-static method. Your M2 method is a non-static method. Inside a method, you are accessing the static member. That is possible. Okay, sir, non-static to non-static directly. Sir, this is a non-static method. Even this is a non-static variable. This is non-static variable. This is a non-static method. Directly you can access, no problem. So already you are calling the method, correct, right? So you run this, you get a 10 and 20. Yes, done. So this is your first part, the green color area. Very simple. Static variable, if you wanted to access from static method directly, non-static variable means object. In case you are accessing static and non-static from the non-static area, directly you can access, not a problem. But the blue color area is not that complicated, it's much easier. If you wanted to access another class static variable, class name, non-static means object. Simple, don't bother about this. Any of the static variable you are accessing, you have to go with the static, class name. Any of the non-static variable you are accessing, you have to go with the object. Yes, that's over the idea. If you wanted to show that, I'll write it here. This is another class. This is another class, correct, right? And your var demo is another class. If I wanted to access one class variable from another class, already I explained this. Var demo 1.a, that's all, because that's a static variable. Sir, what if there is a non-static variable, sir? What if there is a non-static variable? You cannot access. What do you need? You need an object. You need an object, anonymous object. So now you can run this. You get output 10 and 20. That's all. So you have to sit and write a program for this each cells, each columns. Create a program, create a static variable, create a static method. Let's see how to access. Create another separate program, have a non-static variable, have a static method. How do we access? That means from the main method. Create another program, static variable, non-static method you create. Let's see how to access them. So this table you need to by heart it. There is no other option for you. Got it? Yes. So this table, if you know, that's well and good. You will understand everything more clear. Yes. So in future, everywhere I'm going to use the same concept only. So now you know what is static, what is non-static, and what is how do we access them, and these all the things you have idea. Okay. Yes. The rest of the things will continue in the tomorrow class. Tomorrow portions will be this keyword. We are going to discuss about this keyword when The local variable and static variables are common name. When local variable and non-static variable has common name, how do we access them? That all we are going to experiment few things with the same concepts of static and non-static. See you tomorrow.